Cristina Elizabeth Fernndez de Kirchner, often referred to by her initials CFK, is an Argentine lawyer and politician who is serving as the 37th Vice President of Argentina since 2019. She also previously served as the President of Argentina from 2007 to 2015 and the First Lady. During the tenure of her husband, Néstor Kirchner, she was the second woman to have held the Argentine presidency, the first directly elected female president, and the first woman re-elected to the office. Ideologically, she identifies herself as a Peronist and a progressive, with her political approach called Kirchnerism. Born in La Plata, Buenos Aires province, she studied law at the University of La Plata, and moved to Patagonia with her husband Néstor Kirchner upon graduation. She was elected to the provincial legislature. Her husband was elected mayor of Rio Gallegos. She was elected national senator in 1995, and had a controversial tenure, while her husband was elected governor of Santa Cruz province. In 1994, she was also elected to the Constituent Assembly that amended the Constitution of Argentina. She was the First Lady from 2003 to 2007 after her husband was elected president. Néstor Kirchner did not run for re-election. Instead, his wife was the candidate for the Front for Victory Alliance, becoming president in the 2007 presidential election. Her first term of office started with a conflict with the agricultural sector, and her proposed taxation system was rejected. After this, she nationalized private pension funds and fired the president of the central bank. The price of public services remained subsidized. The country lost its self-supply of energy, and she renationalized energy firm YPF as a result. The country had good relations with other South American nations, and severed relations with the Western Bloc, a local movement known as Pink Tide. She also continued her husband's human rights policies, and had a rocky relationship with the press. Néstor Kirchner died in 2010, and she was later re-elected in 2011. She established currency controls during her second term, and the country fell into sovereign default in 2014. During her 2 terms as president, several corruption scandals took place and subsequently her government faced several demonstrations against her rule. She was charged for fraudulent low-price sales of dollar futures and was indicted for obstructing the investigation into the 1994 AMIA bombing. In 2017, an arrest warrant was issued for Fernndez de Kirchner, charging her for treason after further evidence surfaced showing that the pact signed between her government and Iran secretly included the impunity of the Iranians involved in the terrorist attack. Because of her parliamentary immunity, she did not go to prison. In 2018, she was also indicted for corruption on charges alleging that her administration had accepted bribes in exchange for public works contracts. On 30 September 2020, the Federal Criminal Cassation Court confirmed the corruption trials of Fernndez de Kirchner, ruling the former president's objections to be inadmissible. Cristina Fernndez was born on 19 February 1953 at Tolosa, a suburb of La Plata, capital of the Buenos Aires province. She is the daughter of Eduardo Fernndez and Ofelia Esther Wilhelm. Eduardo Fernndez, a bus driver and an anti-Peronist, and Wilhelm was a Peronist union leader and a single mother. Fernndez married her and moved into her house when Cristina was 2 years old. Most details about her childhood, such as her elementary school, are unknown. She attended high school at Popular Mercantil and Misericordia schools. 3 of her grandparents were Spanish immigrants, specifically from Galicia, and the other was born in Argentina in a family of German background. She began her college studies at the National University of La Plata. She studied psychology for a year, then dropped it and studied law instead. She met fellow student Néstor Kirchner in 1973. He introduced her to political debates. There were heated political controversies at the time caused by the decline of the Argentine Revolution military government, the return of the former president Juan Perón from exile, the election of Héctor Campora as president of Argentina, and the early stages of the Dirty War. She became influenced by Peronism, left-wing politics, and anti-imperialism, despite the presence of sympathizers of the Montoneros guerrillas in La Plata. The Kirchners had never been involved themselves. Cristina and Nestor married in a civil ceremony on 9 May 1975. Her mother got them administrative jobs at her union. The 1976 Argentine coup d'état took place the following year. Cristina proposed to move to Rio Gallegos, Nestor's home city, but he delayed their departure until his graduation on 3 July 1976. Cristina had not yet graduated when they moved to Rio Gallegos and completed the remaining subjects. With distance education, there have been claims made that she never graduated, and that she